Let's go to work, for God's sakes. There we go. Hey, hold on. Shut that off.
You didn't pray.
Hey, let's pray. You start that when I say let's go to work. Learn your shit, woman. Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing Stephanie with us today. Father, we thank you for Bonnie. Father, having her here with me, Rob, and sitting at the table with us. Father, we pray that Katie sticks with everything and she does a good job. This is Katie's main voyage, and then it's me letting go. Father, we pray that this all in your name. Amen. Let's go to work.
Sponsored by the Titanic.
Forget
What? Hey.
It's our maiden voyage. Don't hit an iceberg over there. Fuck.
Hello, Robert.
Hey, what's up, buddy? Hold on.
Get it? No, now you're going to piss Katie off because now she's really going to hear it. God, you're an a-hole. You are an a-hole.
Hey, I can't see much. Where's the camera? Oh,
dude, listen. No, hold on. So we are in FFS Studios. This is actually, Rob and I started in my office with just two little microphones sitting on the table. And then we graduated over to here we were still on a smaller table. Then we ended up buying this table. We just been growing and growing and growing. And the whole time when I started this, Rob, this was where I wanted to be.
Oh, I know. We all know. Everybody knows. The listeners know. Every podcast is when Katie lets me have my, the room.
So we are here. I mean, we still got a lot of work to do. I mean, I moved in a little bit all throughout the week. We got some decorating to do.
I like that shade of blue.
That, Katie, this originally was my grandson when the family lived here. This was basically my grandson's area, right? So when Katie painted this, she wanted the Dallas Cowboy colors for whatever reason, so that's what this is, and we.
I like it.
Hey, you're behind the scenes. Remember that. Shut up back there. Do your job.
Pull the mic closer to you.
Am I talking?
Yeah. Well, I might ask you a question.
The wives are here. The wives are here if you haven't noticed. Bonnie's with us and Katie's behind the scenes. This is going to be fun. We have what? So it's Friday night and Bradley is getting his four-year chip tonight.
That's correct.
Very proud of that guy, right? And I am right behind him. I am, what was it? 27 days behind him.
Yes.
Is what I was. So 27 or 20 days.
And you got a 4-year chip coming.
And you know what?
Drop the ball again.
No, his 3 years. He ain't got his 4 yet. I gave Brad his 4-year chip already.
Hey, oh wait, June's coming. June gets it. Remember, Bonnie, this year it's 15 years. You're good for this year.
Dude. She'll fuck it up.
I'll remind you a few days, honey. I'll remind you a few days. Did you?
Heard. I think it was the best 13th birthday party ever. It don't matter that you had 14 years.
Yeah, it does.
It was an amazing 13th birthday
Oh,
party. It was
funny.
a crown, a sash, a barrette for no hair.
That was so funny. That was so funny when he brought that on the show.
And I didn't wear any of it. I would have. If the sash said 14 years, I'd have put it on. But it said 13.
You'll get your 14 this year.
You didn't wear any of it.
No. Let's get the right number, and I'll do it.
Hey, you stay sober for 14 years. By God, I'm going to make sure I got the right fucking number too. You damn right. You damn right. We got a lot of people right now in the meetings and everything. Last night I spoke in Escalon last night. It's always
okay. So who gave it? Because you sent me a text. Hold on, Katie.
Huh.
I got a flip.
She's behind the scenes.
She's behind the scenes. Will you stop talking to our producer?
Did you hear Bonnie said she's mocking you?
Bonnie's on the show. We're talking to Bonnie now. Katie's had her fair share. You guys, you and Katie stole the show three times ago. So me and Bonnie are going to steal the show on the next one.
Good luck.
What are you doing?
Right here.
This is called dead air on the radio, fool.
It's not called nothing. Sure.
Hey, we got Stephanie. Let's just go on. He doesn't even know what he's
Where's
doing over there. We're doing what?
This is from Larry yesterday. Yesterday at 7:54. If I hadn't said in a long time, which he hasn't.
Oh.
I just want to say this. I fucking love you, me. That you said yes to doing this podcast with me. I fucking love you. That's what he said.
Yeah, I did.
That's a compliment.
I did.
You don't get that from him very often. So who gave us?
Fuck you. You don't get that from me very often, prick. I say that all the time to you, you bastard.
All right. Sorry.
No, you want me to go back on all the fucking shows that I say it on the air, you prick? You know what's fun is I got invited. Huh?
Who gave us a compliment?
So I got invited. We got invited because when I went to Jed, gave Jed his chip, that LGBTQ chip. That's a funny one, right? for his 1 year, Michelle invited me to come and speak. And I said, you know what? I'll speak, but only if you come on the podcast. So she said, okay, right.
Okay.
And what happened? Are you two having a side conversation? We call that crosstalk in AA. Stephanie, you know better.
I asked, is he one of them?
No,
or
he's
you
not.
just being a dick by giving him one of those kind of points?
Jed.
Oh God, no! I was just being a dick.
Oh,
yeah, I'm pretty talented at it. Yeah. Anyway, Brandon had it, and Brandon called me and said, since you helped, get Jed into the right places, you want to come get. Anyways, last night they asked me. So I went there last night. And, one of the things that's been on and ongoing recently is, my calamity and serenity, right? How do we match calamity with serenity? So I told my story backwards last night. I really did. I backed into it. And I've never told my story that way. So I thought it was pretty cool. Anyways, it got a good, reaction. But always when I give the topic, it frustrates me just a tiny bit when they go so far off a topic because I want to hear other people's opinions, right? When I share and I give a topic, I want to hear what other people have to say about this topic. And holy shit, did they go down rabbit holes of different directions.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? I loved a lot of the stuff I heard, right? I didn't dislike it, huh?
What was it?
The topic is, where do you find your serenity? How do you get into your serenity, right? How do you get into your serenity? Because I know how I get into mine, right? I have to let go. I have to let go every morning. I had to let go, right? And it's how I do it. And, people went on and on talking about that they can't get it during the day. And I'm like, I don't, maybe I'm different. Maybe I'm just a little different.
They can't get what?
I live in my serenity every day. There's something, right, Steph? We live in it.
I have great days. I mean,
right. If I'm having a bad day, it's still good.
I have to put in more effort at this point to lose my serenity than I
amen.
to do to keep.
You have to really work.
Amen.
Yeah, I have to really work.
I have to really try.
Yeah.
I have to be real pissed off and really let myself sit in that to lose my serenity.
No, for sure. And Katie and I had a bad night the other night, and it's the first
15 minutes.
Fucking Bonnie, you just gave Bonnie a challenge. Katie and I were not on the sink together the other night, and my serenity was a little tested. But
it's all your fault, apparently.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Hey, don't get her involved.
Does she have no? It's poor Katie.
F word quota. That is my wife back there.
F-word quota. Hey, on the plus side.
What's that?
So, obviously everything's been. Anyways, we'll get there. But I don't cuss as much.
Thank God for you.
I get this weird. I almost get conviction when I cuss now. Which is very strange for me.
It's been proven people who cuss more are actually more intelligent.
I believe you.
Fuck, really?
I saw it on TikTok.
You saw it where?
On TikTok.
Oh, God.
That's where all the smart people hang out.
Yeah, it must be true. It must be true. Now that's not to say I don't cuss. I do still cuss, but we may not hit our quota is what I was gonna say because I was letting them fly on the last one.
I hit mine. The reason why I said that last night, Rob, is because I was sitting there getting a lot of compliments for our show, right? And it's almost like getting compliments about your wife and your wife's not there, right? I mean, because it's what you and I do together.
Yep.
And I hate getting compliments about the show and how great people like the show when I don't have my partner there to share it with me. So that's how I shared it with you. Is I basically told you I love you, right?
I figured there's something going on.
And what's the other thing is 2 other people were asking about it. Barney wanted to listen to it. Actually, I got Barney that's going to come on the show. And Don, who's fairly new, right? He's got about 2 years sobriety. He was there last night. Don forgot that about 2 years ago, he was a little sober, but he came into the Saturday morning meeting in Oakdale and he was drunk and he was struggling and he got up and walked out and I chased him out the back door and I made sure he had a ride home. I hadn't seen him since when I went and saw Jed get his coin had on the birthday a couple weeks ago. I hadn't seen him since then. I didn't know whatever happened to him, right? I didn't know, but apparently he's doing well. But when I saw him last night and I said, hey, do you remember me? And he's like, oh my God, yes, I do. I go, the sad part about it, Don, I haven't seen you since that day. I haven't seen you since I walked you out that day. I didn't know whether you had died. I didn't know what the hell happened to you. I said, it was good to see you. So anyways, I got him. He's turned on to it. And then Michelle, Michelle goes, well, where should I start? And I started thinking, this is what got me really wanting to say what I said to you. Because she asked me, where should I start listening at? And I started running through the catalog of all the shows that we've had. And I'm like, what are you struggling with? Right? Because we've covered so much in the, this will be episode 94, right? This is episode 94. And I said, we've done a lot of shit, right? Who do you want to listen to, or what topic do you want to go after? Because Rob and I pretty much covered, we haven't covered all of it, but we've got a good share of it. And that's when I was like, yeah, hey, do you want to be on a podcast with me? And this is where we're at. So we're here, right? In FFS studios, or actually in the studio. Katie's got some stuff getting ready to get on the wall, and I'm super excited. So we are here. We are home, and we're decorating from here on out. We're going to perfect the cameras. We're going to perfect the audio, and by God, we might start making money with this thing, and Katie will be off my ass.
No, she won't. But that's good that you're making money.
No, we will start.
No, yeah, but that's good. But she won't be off your ass.
No. And the money will start going. Once we get our 501(c) and we can start doing that, all that's going to go into a scholarship to help guys help them get into recovery centers. Absolutely what we're going to do with that, 100%.
Or guys or gals.
Yeah, whoever, right? Help them get into recovery centers, help them get into the right places, or whatever we need to do. So anyways, Rob, we have a return guest. Her name is Stephanie. Hi, Steph.
She's got big stuff going on.
Well, you guys keep saying that, so I sure the hell hope it ends up the hype. Because
I do. I have stuff going on, man.
Let's recap. Let's remind Stephanie. Let's remind our listeners who Stephanie was. I wish I'd have went back and remember what episode she was on.
You should do that.
But my fault. You know what? While she's talking, I will go back and find out which one it was. But so tell us, Steph. Let's go.
Great. When I cried, I know it ended.
No, we both did.
Hi. Okay.
She got her sexy voice.
She got her phlebotomy clothes on.
I know.
Bloodsucker.
Yeah. Where do I start, man? Well, last time I was here, I feel like I kind of shared the mess. I was 6 months sober. I had a lot of things that aren't really talked about on a regular basis that I feel like need to be talked about on a regular basis. So I came in here and really used this as a catalyst to be able to discuss those things.
Okay.
Sort of normalize those things and kind of make it where it's less
sex trafficking and such. That was me. Hi.
So I was listening back. I listened back and I'm like, man, I think I even texted Rob and was I focused on the mess. Like,
it was great.
But now I wanted to come back and kind of focus on the message, man, and just really, really accentuate like what sobriety can do for you. Because I came from some pretty dark places, I've been through some stuff. And so since I've been on the show, I just hit a year on the 3rd of this month.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah, just hit a year on the 3rd of this month. One day at a time. Oftentimes one moment at a time.
Yeah.
One cry at a time, one scream at a time, one whatever I needed to do to get through that minute at a time. And there were days.
Where do you think your road turned at? Where do you think in that 1 year it's somewhere along that road it got easier in that 1 year?
Yeah. I think when I finally recognized my I want to say my worth.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I know that moment.
I mean, it would have to take you.
I know what
she went through. It probably took her a while to grab a hold of that.
It took me. I mean, I was on the up and up last time I was here, and like I said, that was 6 months ago, and I was on the up and up, and things were looking better, and I was happier, and I was really starting to find myself a little bit. And now I have actually found myself.
Nice.
Today.
Nice.
And when you do that, sometimes some baggage got to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You got to say goodbye to some
and I did. And well, we talked about it last time briefly. I think you were the one that asked me how I felt about, like if I was in a relationship, how I felt about relationships, kind of where that was at.
Right.
And I was at a place where I was finally, for the first time in my life, actually at a very healthy place with it, where I was able to say, like, I'm okay right now.
Okay.
I'm okay just being me.
Being
right
alone.
now.
Right.
and I'm focused on me and my kid right now. And if anything happens, you know, it would have to be basically God handing me me on a silver platter and being like, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Like, this is your person, you know? And I started dating someone.
And he did.
I did. I started dating someone, and I had to navigate, like you said, the baggage. My daughter's dad it's been a rough go, man. It's been a rough go. It wasn't an easy split. It was rough. And the last time I was here, I barely even spoke on it because I was like in the midst of just total chaos with him.
With your ex.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're still kind of navigating how to, because the problem is we have a child together.
Okay. Yeah.
We have a kid.
Right.
So like at the end of the day, we are going to, for her best interest and her sake, I want her dad to be a part of her life today, you know, if he is acting appropriately and being a good father. And, you know, he's trying. So we're navigating that, about to go to court. Yeah, there's a lot. Let me back up a little bit.
First, before you go there, Steph, I want to let people know your episode aired on September 3rd, and it's called Escaping the Shadows, a Survivor's Journey from Addiction to Redemption is the name. September 3rd was her episode. Yeah. So yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. And if you go back and listen to it, part of my, this is a cool story. I want to just start right off the bat with this story. A long story short, my recovery last time I came in here, I was finding God.
Yep.
I was getting familiarized a little bit with God, and I was like, yeah, God is good, I think. I mean, he's good, but like, I kind of need to like know him better. Like I was real, just in that beginning phase because I didn't believe in God coming into the rooms or coming into sobriety.
But did you ever? Did you ever? Never? As a child, you never? I mean, I'm trying to go back and remember your story.
Yeah, no. So my thing was, my mom is a believer, but not a very like active believer. I think there's a difference between someone that believes and knows in their heart and soul, but just doesn't really put an emphasis on it. And my dad, my adopted stepdad, amazing man, is not. And so when they got married, she just kind of, you know, my family was great, you know, they were fantastic, but like church and God being part of our house and all of that just wasn't really a thing.
Okay.
You know.
So what how'd you cross the bridge from God being to okay?
He kept slapping me in the face and being like, "Hey, I'm here." Like, you know, every time, because my biggest thing of overcoming was doubt. I constantly had doubt, and I constantly, even as a young girl, you know, my grandma had taken me to like Catholic churches, which I never got connected in.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was a hard. Well, it was. It's a really, really.
It's fun to watch. I'm serious. If you've never been to a Catholic church,
on my damn knees. Forget that.
If you've never been to a Catholic church and you go to one, it's entertaining.
Yeah,
right?
And the thing about it is, it works. Right now where I'm at with my God and my, you know, understanding of it and everything. If it works for you, then roll with it.
For sure.
Very much.
I make fun.
Yeah. If it works for you, roll with it. And the Catholic thing does work for a lot of people. It did not work for me. I didn't feel any type of a connection or a relationship, or even, it was more or less just somewhere to go to hang out with my friends outside of school was what we did, you know? So yeah, so the crossover happened, and I immediately, even in early sobriety, I started following the suggestions. I was praying, I was doing things, even though I was in the back of my mind, like, what am I praying to? You know, it felt very uncomfortable and very out of body and kind of weird. And like, I was like, but you know what? If this is what they're saying I need to do to stay sober, then I'm going to do it, you know? And so I did it. And then my prayers just started evolving a little bit, where it was like, I also had a God box that was really effective for me.
Explain.
So they would always say when a problem felt overwhelming to give it to God. They would say, give it to God. And I couldn't fathom that, and I couldn't understand that, and I couldn't do that.
It used to piss me off in the very beginning when people would say that. Give it to God. Fuck you.
Yeah.
That used to piss me off.
Me too. Me too. Because it was, how am I going to turn something over to something that I don't even fully believe in?
But it also goes back to exactly what I was talking to, right? How do we match our calamity with our serenity, right? How do we match the calamity with our serenity?
We don't. God does that. That's
yes,
what the book says.
He enables us. He enables us.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But to match our right. But I I wasn't allowing that trigger to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
So God box. I'm just saying, this may be something I implement.
Yeah, it's a God box. So I didn't know how to give anything over to God because I didn't fully believe in God. I didn't trust in God. So what I did was I got an old shoebox, and I decorated it because I like to decorate stuff. Me and my daughter sat down and we colored it and we put little crosses on it, and I called it my God box. And when something was too heavy for me, what I would do is I would write it down and I would put it in that box, and that was me giving it to God.
I love that. That's
a physical form of it.
It did not. And I'll say, and it didn't immediately work. And it wasn't immediately like, oh, I gave it to God and my life is great. No, those things still hurt. Those things still sucked. But what I started to do is, let's say 2 months down the road, when the box would start to get full, I would open it up and I would look back on these things that at the time felt devastating. Like I was never going to overcome them. And I would notice that I had overcame them. And the ones that I hadn't, I would throw back in the box and I would keep them in my box. And there's
celebrate the successes.
Right.
But that's such a great idea.
Right.
Yeah. And
simple.
It worked for me. And it was my way of giving it to God before I knew how to truly surrender or give things to God, you know? And I still use it to this day.
What a tool for early, you know, for people.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Did you learn that, or is that just something, I mean?
So I had a member from Oakdale Fellowship that had suggested that I do something very similar. She said to write things down. But I hate journaling, man.
I don't do it.
I don't like journaling much. I've got to be in a real weird place to start journaling. But I knew that I could take little small notes. I could take notes when I'm stressed out or when I'm having a problem. And so
I do the same thing.
Yeah. So instead of like doing the full journaling, she told me to have a God journal, basically, right? Like basically, and I was like, that's too much for me, man. I just know when I'm in total crisis, I'm not going to want to do that. And so I made a God box.
But two things. When you like that, you don't hold it in, right?
No.
You talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you talk to somebody, did they tell you that you need to write about that?
You know, from very early on, my sponsor, Christy. Yeah.
My wife loves Christy.
She's amazing.
We're very proud of her.
I'm so proud of her.
She's pretty cool.
She is a fantastic human.
Her and Blake both.
Yeah.
Both of them are amazing.
Yeah.
It had to be Blake's.
Oh, you got to be.
He had a
She's
hell of a
awesome.
sponsor.
Blake actually came in just the other day. I was needing. Did you? I just realized what you said.
What?
And he had a hell of a sponsor too. He's, I mean, all the way around. Hell of a sponsor.
God, the sponsorship that Blake had was amazing.
No, he came in just the other day. I was at my externship for phlebotomy. And I had to get the last of my pokes in, and I called Christy as one of my people. I'm like, dude, I got to get more pokes. And she's like,
dude, that says that.
I know. It's funny because when I walk in a room now, I look at veins, which is a weird thing to do, but I notice them. And right when I walked in, I'm like, oh, I should have called Rob.
Get a couple. Get some pumps
in though.
Did he?
Yeah, he didn't think twice about it. He came in and let me poke him a couple times because he's a hard hitter.
You know, that means so much different now in this lifestyle than the previous lifestyle. Two different kinds of pokes.
Yeah.
What?
What? When she started talking about God box, I was like, I got one of those. My wife wears it. Oh my God.
Well, Katie, you got to come in on that one. You got to call him out.
Oh
that
my God.
Unacceptable.
That was awesome. Apologize.
The same.
I didn't say vagina at all. You did it. I said God box. Moving on, Steph. Here we go.
Anyway.
We're still in Stephanie's show.
No, you guys are good. Yeah, so I started doing my God box, and I still, like I said, to this day I use it but I will say much less frequently because nothing today I don't often get to that point today where I feel completely overwhelmed.
Now, because for me, right, I feel it way earlier now.
Yeah.
Feel it way earlier.
That's what it is.
To where when I don't let it get that far gone to where I need to talk to somebody, right? I don't.
Yeah.
Now I still will, but I don't get to that point where I'm grabbing a hold of something, wanting to choke it.
Yeah.
You know, I feel that tension coming on way early, and I'm like, nope, I'm getting rid of it right now. Yeah.
I think it's a lot of self-awareness that has come just over this year. Self-awareness, it's recognizing, because my body sometimes will physically react before my emotions even come into play.
Well,
I'll notice if I'm shaking my leg, or, you know, I have to check myself, like, why
all the inventory we do, our daily inventory, you know, it just becomes natural, second nature that we're doing it without even thinking about it.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so
defense mechanism. Yeah.
My prayers, my walk with God, man. I guess I can't tell you. I didn't have necessarily like a burning bush moment. I believed before my aha moments happened. But once I was already in that believing state and I was like, okay, I can't ignore how present God has been in my entire journey. That was really the part for me that was like, I would be a fool to deny that there was a God present with me in my journey. You know, the places I've been, the people I've been around, the situations I've put myself in, you know, I am an absolute miracle.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
And that's not because of me.
No.
You know, and I think
That's
that
God's
was really
protection.
that was really my first sign of like, I would be so ignorant to think that I did all that. You know, like that was really my first thing is like, look where my own thinking got me. And to think that I got myself out of this, like, come on, you know? But then I started to really just put in the real prayers, the heavy prayers, not just the reciting words because I knew that's what I was supposed to doing. No, I was asking for things and I was thanking him for things and I was praising him when he deserved it. You know, not that he ever doesn't. He always deserves it. Let me clarify that. Like, but like giving him that praise when I knew that that was something just happened and that was all him. You know, giving him full praise. Like, but one of the things that continually happened with me is I kept getting that seed of doubt. That's where the enemy, I refer to it as the enemy attacks. That's where the enemy is the first line of attack for me. If he can plant a seed of doubt, he tries to at every opportunity.
Feeds it too. Feeds it with people in your lives. He'll feed it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so there's a couple of stories, but I think the one that really, really stands out, and I texted you guys about this because
this was coming?
Yeah.
The 9-year guy?
Yeah.
Let's have it.
Yeah. So,
go ahead. Because I was hoping he was going to be here for this one.
I know. And yeah,
I'm
hoping. I know. We're going to get there.
I do think that after there is some things that I think that I needed to. He was a very brief part of my first story, and it was a very rough part. And so I think now coming back, I'll have the opportunity to kind of elaborate on some things, kind of speak on some things, and maybe give him a little bit more of a feeling of comfortability at the thought of it, because I would love for him to come on too. I really would.
Who are we talking about?
So I'm not going to say his name.
No, of course.
Perfect.
If he does come on, I do know anonymity is very big to him.
Perfect.
So we're not going to say any names.
Camera will probably be off for him.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would. Yeah, absolutely. But if from the first episode, so sex trafficking was part of my story. There was 3 different men. And in sobriety, I noticed that when I was doing my fear inventory and I was doing all of my, all of my steps I was going through, those were the fears that I was just having a real hard time shaking, was running into any one of those 3 men in sobriety.
Wow. Okay.
That was a very real fear of mine. And it was something that I really had to try to work through. And I was able to cope with it, but I knew that it was still there. It still existed. And until you're in that scenario, you just don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know until you're there. But I lived with this real uncomfortable fear of running into one of those 3 men that had basically prostituted me out at one point or another. So I was actually praying for about a week prior. I was praying for some sort of I don't know what the right word is, but maybe like an affirmation. I was feeling a lot of doubt. I had those enemy attacks. They were heavy that week. And I was like, man, I just need to feel you. I need to see you. I need to
doubt.
Give me something.
Doubt about what? Doubt about you? Doubt about him?
Doubt about him.
Really? Okay.
As if God's here,
Okay.
Doubt about him.
And then there's nothing wrong with that. I pray quite often.
Yeah.
I know we're supposed to walk by faith, not by sight, but damn it, sometimes I need to see you. I need to feel you.
Yeah.
I need to know you're here. And I ask for those things.
Yeah.
For my Father, and He always answers.
Yeah. Yeah, amen to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is still, I'm still early in my, they call me a babe in faith, right? Like, still, that's literally what my pastor calls me because I genuinely have the most childlike faith right now because it's new to me.
Yeah, for sure.
And so those doubts are still very heavy for me.
And there's two things you got going on. You're new to sobriety and you're new to a faith of God, walking with God.
Yeah.
So you're learning. They're very similar, right? I got closer. I had faith all my life. But man, when I got sober and I got into that 164 in AA, my closeness with God doubled.
I had belief. I had belief all my life. I didn't have faith. I had belief. Right. I think most people, when they say that, faith is trust. Faith is action. That's faith and trust are the same things. Like I trusted this seat was going to hold my weight, right? That's faith. Yeah. I believed in God. Yeah. I didn't trust him.
Right.
So. I loved that, by the way. Yeah. I heard that on one of the seat thing. I actually went to a meeting and I was like, I just heard the coolest thing. I loved that one. But yeah, so I had been praying. The seeds of doubt were what I notice is when the enemy starts to really, really attack on me, my head gets very loud. Very loud with different thoughts. And a lot of times they don't even necessarily coincide with each other, but it's like he's trying to plant these issues seeing what angle
sticks. He's throwing shit at the wall.
He's throwing all kinds of stuff at me just to see which one could just, work and stick. Yeah. And then he could feed on that. My head had been real loud for about a week. And I was just praying and I was, praying for clarity and I was praying to, get rid of those extra voices and kind of just needing that reassurance. I was also, fearing a lot of things and I had been praying for, removal of fear. Like I was struggling. I was in fear of, at the time, my daughter, so her and her dad are very, how do I word this? Trauma bonded would probably be the healthy term for it.
Okay.
Which is a lot of my fault. But I also, looking back, I don't know that I would have done anything any differently. He's in real bad health. She was my little road dog when I went to go take care of him because I never knew what day was going to be his last day. So she saw him in the hospital a lot. She saw mom taking care of dad a lot. She saw a lot of things. And in turn, she became a little miniature caretaker. And so they have a bond. She's 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Adorable.
They have a bond that is, I would say a little bit of, I don't know if trauma bond is necessarily the right word, but they have a bond of, I need to make sure dad's okay. Yeah. And dad relies heavily on me to feel okay, So I had fear surrounding that. My daughter was having a hard time with the split and not wanting to come home. And I was just a mess. I was an absolute wreck. And I was just praying and I'm like, God, just give me something. Like, give me something, please. Like, I need to know that I don't need to be in fear. I need to know that you're here. I need to feel you. I need to see you. I just need to know you right now because I'm really struggling. And I was spending all of my waking moments in meetings at that time because I knew I was in a bad way. And I walked into a meeting at Modesto and I walk in, don't even know if I'd showered or anything. I'd got out of bed and gone straight in and I was just there for it, knew where I needed to be at that moment.
You fit in there. Just saying.
I knew where I needed to be at that moment in time and I walked in and I had been frequenting it. I had seen quite a few, getting a little group of people that know me over there. I know them. And I walked in and that one day I was on my way there and I was just crying, worshiping, crying, screaming, whatever I was doing. I walked in and I see a guy sitting on the wall. And it was my first pimp sitting on the wall.
First instinct.
That was the part where God came through, man. My first instinct, what I have lived in fear of for so long, I expected my first instinct to be clam up, get nervous, get scared, get everything. And my very first instinct, I walked up and I gave that dude a hug and I was like,
did he recognize you as you came up?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. He recognized
Did
me,
he
and I
flinch?
walked up.
Did he pull back at all?
Not even in the slightest
He
bit.
grabbed you too?
He grabbed me too.
That just gave me chills.
He grabbed me too, and I just gave him a hug, and I looked at him, and I said, I'm so happy you're here. I am so happy you're here.
That was God. Absolutely. Just both of you.
Oh, yeah.
Without even hesitation.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. And so the meeting was already getting started, and so we didn't have much time to like catch up right then. Right. So I went and sat down, and I, he got to share, and I got to share. And then after the meeting, he had gone outside, and I had assumed he had left. And I was like, man, that was a cool moment for me, like, thank you. And I walked out, and he hadn't left. He was standing there waiting to talk to me out there. Wow. And I walked up to him, and he said, I owe you an amends.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, like, okay, let's
yes,
do
you
this.
Fucking do.
Yeah. I'm like,
well, but you knew the process.
Let's do
right.
this,
You knew the process by then.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody else who hadn't gone through what you've gone through and the steps and sponsorship would have given might have killed him. But God had prepared you.
Yeah.
For
and here's the thing too, is God prepared me to see him in the safest place that I knew.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Right. He put me in a place where I knew I was safe, and I was able to feel what it felt like to immediately forgive. Immediate forgiveness.
Isn't that beautiful though? Is that the greatest thing? It's freedom.
And the thing about it is too, when I started to really think more about it and dig a little deeper into it, he gave me the peace of mind that I do not need to walk in fear of anything because he is right there. He gave me the ability to forgive. And he also gave me a new look. I don't fear seeing the other two people anymore because of how that situation was handled. Regardless of where I see them, how I see them, anything. It was like that moment. I can't explain, man. It was like his hands were quite literally on my shoulders. I felt that presence so hard in that moment. It was just, I know people say that they hear God talk to them. I've never like audibly heard him, but if I had ever heard him, I heard him in that moment where he was like, I've got you, you're gonna be okay.
What if that had happened in a grocery store?
That's the thing is I think he set it up exactly how he needed to.
Exactly as you needed it.
Exactly how I needed it to be able to feel all of those things and process and be able to be like, okay, like I see you. Thank you, So the cool thing is we started talking and he told me he owed me an amends. And I was like, thank you. And we were talking and we just got to just have a normal conversation. And then him and I got a little bit more into how have you been, because at this point he could have a day sober. I don't know.
Right.
Right.
And so I was like, how have you been? Where have you been? How are things? And he said, I have 9 years sober.
Wow.
And I was like, whoa. And me knowing my timeline, that was very shortly after him and I were acquainted.
Okay, and that was actually a question I was just writing down. Is how soon? That had to be pretty soon.
That was very, very shortly after him and I were acquainted.
Wow.
Very shortly after him and I were acquainted, and we just it was the fact that I had never seen him in a meeting before that, and I've frequented all the meetings around here, and I had never seen him before.
God's
and to
timing.
this day, I haven't seen him since. We haven't ran into each other in a
Does
meeting
he
since.
go often, or does he?
So he does, but
Does
he
he?
goes to Modesto Fellowship
Okay.
more frequently than
That's
anywhere else.
Is that the end of McHenry, or is that the Freeway Fellowship?
No, I'm not 100% sure. It's one that I don't.
Is that the
frequent.
Lano Club? I think that Modesto. That's not the Lano Club.
Lano Club's in series. Lano Club's in series.
Well, they consider that Modesto.
Modesto Fellowship's on First Street.
Okay.
I believe.
It might be Freeway. I think it might. I'm not
cool.
sure.
But that's what you need.
That was, oh man, you guys, that was just.
Well, I remember the text.
So freaking cool.
What? Yeah. So do I. I know where I was at when I got it. I know where I was at when we were talking about it.
Yeah.
What? Oh my God! I just lost the question. Damn it!
That's all right. 9 years sober.
Sorry, I'm sniffing. I hope you can't hear that.
No, you're fine.
9 years sober.
Thank you. 9 years sober.
I mean, because with the talk about, what did the talk of this come on? Because he was going to come on.
Yeah. So
you guys must have exchanged numbers.
We did exchange numbers. And you know what's cool is it hasn't been frequent, but he texted me on my 1 year and said, congratulations, like, good for you. Keep doing the damn thing, you know? So him and I have talked a couple times. The thing is, I didn't want to be pushy.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
And so we started talking. And I had immediately brought up the podcast because I texted you guys when I was still in the meeting.
You did.
I was like, you guys will never guess who I just ran into. Because that was really just a special moment, you know. So by the time we got out, that you and I had already been talking a little bit about maybe getting him on here, and
that's the first thing I said. I'm a selfish prick that way.
Yeah, you were like, maybe we could get him on here, and so when I did go outside after we did the, you know, the amends and the just caught up a little bit, I brought it up and I said, hey, you know, I was on a podcast and I said, would you be interested in maybe coming on and kind of giving your side of things? And he's like, maybe. He's a very, I don't want to say shy. If shy is not the right word, but he keeps to himself. He's very much kind of
reserved.
Reserved.
Right.
That's a good word for it.
Doesn't like to put his business in the street.
Right. You know, which is
yeah,
fine. That's, you know, not me. I'm very open with my business, but you know, some people are much more reserved. And he also explained to me he has a daughter that he takes care of.
Ballpark. Same age as?
No, older.
Okay.
Older. I want to say preteen, maybe teen. That he now has rights to again. He's doing the dad thing. He's doing everything. He's doing the deal. He is doing the deal. And he's doing just exact opposite of the things that he.
Which, I just remember the question. Which one of because you explained 3 different guys.
So this was my first one.
Okay, so this is one you half-ass had a relationship with. Them.
No, that was my third one.
Okay.
This was my first one. So this was the one that
started out nice, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was nice and friendly, but then it kind of turned.
Yeah. So this was the one he just introduced me to that sort of lifestyle. And he knew the websites that I didn't know, and he knew sort of how to run that game. Right. I didn't know any of that, and I wouldn't. And so he, and that was one of the things that we had kind of, so I asked him if he'd be willing to come on. He said, let me sit on it. Let me think about it. And I said, well, do you want me to send you the podcast that I already did so you kind of know like what you're going into?
Right.
And he's like, yeah, go ahead and, you know, send it. And so I sent it to him. And I followed up with him a little while later, and I was like, hey, like, did you get a chance to listen? He said, yeah, I did. And he said, I'm struggling with it, and I'm going to be completely transparent with you as to why. And I said, all right, you know, send it. Like, what's going on? And he said, I am by no means a perfect person in my recovery today. And he said, it's a little bit of an ego hit. Like certain things that were said, he said, I don't think were exactly what had happened. And he said, and that is something that I'm not going to take on there because that's not recovery. He said, I need to speak with my sponsor on this because these aren't things that I should be concerned about anymore. So at first he said, I'm going to consult with my sponsor. So he did that. I don't know what his sponsor's advice was. That makes
a lot of sense though.
Yeah.
I get that.
And I don't know what his sponsor's advice was one way or another. I know that he was still a little on the fence. And then the second go around when we talked about it again, he said, and this is, I have to say, I understand this, man. He said to me, he was real nervous about the anonymity thing for one, which I said you guys would completely respect.
Oh, for sure.
He has things that he doesn't want, obviously, his family to necessarily know. But the statute of limitations hadn't came up yet.
Yeah, you remember you telling me that.
And it was a real concern of his. Yeah. And I don't blame him.
Yeah,
I don't blame him in the least, you know? Yeah. And so he was waiting for that 10-year mark, which passed this last January. And so I think he, you know,
we'll see what God does. We'll see how God moves.
Yeah. And I think that's what Stephanie and I, last time we talked about it, obviously I was, you know, I wanted,
go ahead.
I was, you know, obviously I wanted that for the show, for the listeners. I think it would have been a good wrap up for Stephanie's story and everything to have that. But on the other side of that, we are all in the program. We all don't want, you know, step 9, you know, unless it hurts somebody, we don't want to go there. Right. Yeah. We just don't.
So it may, what you were kind of shaking your head.
You're just a bigger person than I could ever be.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, well, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say yeah.
No.
Yeah.
well, but
By
Bonnie,
far, you are way stronger of a person than I could ever be, because that meeting wouldn't have went like that.
right.
But what I can honestly say though is I'm not. That's how I know it was a God thing. Because I am not a stronger person than anyone else next to me. Right?
Oh, yes, you are.
Yeah.
Bonnie would have killed him. Yeah.
Yes, I would have. How old were you? Do you mind me asking you?
When I first got into all of that, I want to say 19. I want to say I was 19. And it's funny because, when at the thought of it, it's funny. I think I had to get to a place, and then the program is genuinely what got me here. I had to get to a place where I was so sick of all of the emotions that I'd lived in for so long, the fear, the anger, and there was anger. There was a lot of anger, and there was a lot of anger getting taken out in inappropriate circumstances in my life. I would have so much resentment and anger built up towards that specific part of my life, but it was affecting today's life. And I was just like, I'm not going to let that affect my life today. Like, I cannot live in this today.
You can't carry that baggage around. And part of not carrying that baggage around is forgiving, right?
Yeah.
And I know that's extremely hard. I mean, Rob's had to forgive. You had to forgive your molester. You had to, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
how free do I want to be?
Right. And that's what I'm saying.
There's poison.
There's certain things that I've had to let go. And I mean, there's people that the guy I hugged in front of Perco's that day, I wanted nothing, there's a long period of time I would have ripped his head off and shit down his neck and been perfectly happy about it. But I'm just dead serious. I mean, that man caused me a lot of problems. But you know what? I had nothing but love for the man. I couldn't live any other way.
That's how you know that's a God thing.
Right.
It's all a God thing, because that's not human.
Well, I think this is where the stuff you guys have gone through with
step work and
stuff like that.
Because
I would have felt like if I was talking to him, no, you should do whatever the hell I ask.
Right.
You owe me.
No, I hear you.
How dare you?
I hear you.
You should do exactly what I say.
I
and
hear
you.
You
should be begging for forgiveness.
Mm-hmm. And prior to that exact moment, but you know what else I think it was too? Was I know how broken I was when I came into this program. I was broken, and I did some, maybe not the same type of stuff, but I did some stuff that was completely unacceptable in my own moral So, do you know where I'm going with this?
Well, this is when people ask me, if you're actually doing inventory on a day-to-day basis, I mean, not even the big things, like when you get cut off, or like things are like water off a duck, when you're spiritually fit, when you recognize yourself and your morality and your humanity, it's easier to forgive others.
That is true.
It's easier because you're looking at yourself. I don't walk on water. I never have.
Yeah.
Right.
I've done some shady shit.
Yeah.
And it doesn't exist just because I haven't done that or that or that. In God's eyes,
it doesn't exalt you from there.
No.
Yeah.
So, because remember, the standard is not Mother Teresa or at least I'm not as bad as Hitler. The standard is Christ, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
And we all fall short.
Oh,
so as long as that's your standard, as long as you're measuring yourself, and everybody measures themselves from that, we all fall short. You'll have a little more grace for everybody else.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You should.
Yep.
That's it.
And I think I knew how broken I was when I came into those rooms. And immediately upon seeing him, it was able to give me this perspective of like, that also was a very broken person. Like our paths were much different, but no matter what your path is, when you go into those rooms, it's because you are broken.
Can you imagine the people that did that to a 6 and 7-year-old boy?
No.
What happened to them?
Right.
In their trial that caused them to do that to me.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I just imagine.
Right.
I don't know.
And I too, I really try to kind of.
But can I say something though? To my wife's point, I remember you coming into the rooms from day one.
Yeah.
And getting the sponsor and helping Christy and you are there. I know the strength comes from God, but you are very strong.
Yeah.
You are a totally different woman.
Yeah.
They're different. They're different now than when you even recorded last time. Just your walk, the way we talk.
It's your walk with the Lord. It's that your faith in Him, not in ourselves. So there's strength in that. There's confidence in that. That's all. That's what it is.
Remind me, Stephanie, what was your breaking point to get you to start to get into AA? Remind me of that, because you came in and from, I think Bonnie said it right. You're not an alcoholic because you weren't under the bridge. You didn't.
Why did I didn't beat my family?
Right.
I was always going to work.
Right.
I couldn't be.
she was the alcoholic. I mean, she was under the bridge. She did all that stuff, right?
If
she
it was
did
to be
that.
done, I did. I have very few yet.
You look at the definition.
Very few.
You look at the definition of a woman alcoholic or addict. That was it, right? So, what was your point of I got to get out of this and get help?
So, and that's another thing that I've been able to really reflect on more since the last time we recorded.
That's why I think that's why I wanted to ask.
Yeah. So my moment, right? That moment where God did for me what I couldn't do for myself. I would not have gone and said I had a problem. I had too much pride. I was lying to everyone in my life. My family thought I was sober. Everyone thought I was sober. I got put in the hospital and I think I told you guys the story. I dropped my dope pipe.
Yep.
The nurse dropped the dope pipe.
Right. I remember now. Okay.
So that was what got me there was cat was out of the bag.
Right.
What are you going to say now?
Right.
And still I tried to blame everyone else, but it got me there.
Lied and said it was like the sucker or.
I think you tried to blame it on the nurse, didn't you?
I did. I tried to blame it on the staff. I was yelling at the nurse and ripping out my IV and telling him, what kind of staff are you letting in here? Where's security? I was smoking out on him. Yeah, it was bad. And this poor nurse. Dear God.
Did you ever give her an amends?
I haven't. That actually would be a good one to add on there.
That poor nurse is probably under a bridge herself now.
Of nurses. Oh, man. I gave them some hell. Yeah, it was bad. But yeah, no, what was the question? I'm sorry.
Your breaking point.
What brought you into the rooms of AA?
So but reflecting back now, I was at a much different, so I had what I consider now 2 different bottoms. I had my bottom, which is the typical bottom that you would see of someone that was slumming on the streets, prostituting. Just truly what you would consider to be someone's rock bottom. I was there. But I always saw a light and something to work towards to get out of that. I always wanted better, and I knew that wasn't where I wanted to stay. I was ready to kick, fight, and scream to get out of that situation because I wasn't ready to stay there. Now, then when my life started to, from the outside perspective, look more normal, I got off the streets. I got a really good job. I got a place. I got, all of these things were going well. That was when I hit my real bottom, because from the outsider's perspective, everything looked fine. But I was still so messed up.
Emotional bottom.
It was an emotional bottom.
Right,
and I lost that light.
Right.
I had nothing to fight for anymore. I had accepted where I was. I had accepted the fact that I was going to hide doing drugs for the rest of my life. I was predicting how I could hide it from my kid. I was predicting how I could hide it from my family. I was planning ahead. I was doing every move work. I made. All the work.
All that fucking work.
Every single move I was making was somehow benefiting me staying high, and I had no intention to ever not do that for the rest of my life. That was a whole different type of bottom, because all the while I really, really hated myself for making those decisions, but I just had no desire to change. So I feel like the bottoms for me were very different. I don't think, had I gotten sober immediately after getting out off the streets and everything, I don't think I would have done it right, to be honest with you. I think I had to walk the walk I did to really hit that emotional bottom.
What is that, Rob? Is human being? Well,
we move with speed of pain.
Speed of pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And until that threshold is met, that your ass is that really good ass whooping. It's not gonna catch hold.
Your first bottom was a visual bottom for everybody else.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? You were like, people see me as this.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm better than that.
But then you got all the stuff.
Right. Then you got all this.
Right. And you started looking at yourself and we're not.
But she didn't fix the problem. Right. She didn't fix the problem. And that's when you did it for you.
Yeah.
Right. Because you were doing the show stuff for everybody else to see it.
Yep.
But when you hit your emotional bottom, that's when you're like, I got to do this for me now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And, and it really took me having to look at the fact that, because I always felt like when I was getting high, and it's really twisted, because at the time, I never thought that was the problem, right? That's not the problem. It's not because I'm getting high.
No,
that's not the issue here. If everybody would
just leave me alone.
Yeah. If everyone just get in line
and
figure out what we're supposed to be doing here, this would be a cool show.
Everybody should be high.
Right. Like everybody just get in your little places.
I'm not hurting
you know?
nobody. I mean,
Yeah. Like, well, and that's what it was too.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was devastating anyone because I was lying about it to everyone, you know? And so I've had this real twisted way of keeping my entire little secret thing going. And it was really messed up. And well, you guys met Ashley. Me and Ashley knew each other. We were both lying to each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so we were lying. So Ashley and I met when we were both still in our addiction, and neither of us knew each other was in addiction. That's how much we lied.
Oh,
I remember Ashley talking about that.
We're good at it.
Yeah.
Oh, too.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, we were.
She didn't know when I failed the drug test and had to come home.
Yeah.
You know, my son, before Logan.
You guys could have shared your dope if you'd have told your secret.
Shit.
No, hell, I don't share nothing.
Man.
I'll steal your bag and I'll help you look for it.
Well, and the funny thing is, and I don't know if you guys got into this in her story at all. I told Ashley the other day, I was like, man, we were both just master gaslighters. And I know that term gets really overused now. But if you really look at the actual truth of the term, like we were it. Like I could sit there like the poor nurse was questioning her own sanity at that point. And she was like, I don't know. And I don't know. And so Ashley did the same thing to her significant other. And I would just jump right on board too, because I believed her. And I was like, yeah, hell yeah. Screw you. I hated the guy she's with now for a long period of time. And I was like, F that guy. You know, like that guy, he's no good. And like just so mean and like jumping on board with everything. And like come to find out, like, because he had found a bag of dope in her car. And he's like, what is this? And she's all, well, I don't know. And she calls me and she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, I don't know either, you know? And so then we're both ganging up. It was just some twisted, like just the insanity. The insanity is just wild.
Step 2, insanity.
Yeah.
Just complete insanity.
Ashley's episode is he came back for me December 10th.
What,
yeah.
Huh? What are you going to say? Yeah, you were.
No.
Okay. You don't want to let your bag get out of the bag at all?
Huh?
You going to laugh at me?
Yeah, I was laughing at you.
Yeah,
Sure.
You got similar stories?
Yeah. Huh?
You got similar stories?
Oh, I got
about why she's laughing?
He was a meth head. Rob was a meth head.
And Jack Daniels, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
An ageless smell.
Oh, shut the hell up. Don't even bring it up. He doesn't know that fucking story, so just leave that shit out.
There's something about Rob I don't know, Bonnie?
Yes, there is. Go ahead, Steph. Go, let it out.
The first time that he had to go to the hospital because he was in so much pain or whatever.
That was after dope, though. That was just booze.
Yeah. And
anxiety was like
Logan's little friend that he's been in class with forever. Her dad was the emergency room doctor.
Outstanding.
Great for me. Yeah. I parent-teacher club with the mom. It's awesome. So he comes in, he's like, okay, what was your blood alcohol level?
High.
I think there was a number in front. You know how it's usually
No, and it wasn't 1 point something. It was
like 0.1 something.
It was high. I was fucked up. Well, I felt fine.
Of course we did.
The normal person.
The alcohol wasn't working.
Well, because he came in, he was looking at me, he goes, your blood.
And then he tells him, okay.
What is your big deal?
Well, your liver is twice the size.
And I'm like,
and then it should be. And he's like, yeah, I just started taking Ageless Smell. It's a vitamin.
Ouch.
That's what he told me. He's like, so when we get home, I'm like,
but there's more to the story than that. But I was blaming it on this new testosterone booster.
Did the doctor actually believe you?
No, he didn't believe me. You're blowing a 0.4 or 0.3 something.
But he's so good at it. We're getting home, and I'm like,
oh, it's great.
So should I throw the vitamins away?
No, we will make you question.
You know what I mean?
Like,
I'm pretty sure it's the Jack Daniels. And he's like, no.
That's because you're a woman.
We could tell ice to an Eskimo. You
ain't lying. You ain't lying.
So, and like I tell a story about, because when, like we talked about on Monday night, when you don't have people write their good shit down. The book doesn't say to do that.
No.
When you do your inventory, you write down our defects of character, and then 7-step prayer. You go to God with open hands. Take from I come to you, good and bad, Lord. I thought for sure he was going to take that trait from me. That because I thought, shit, he's surely going to take that fucker because I could.
What, the lion?
Well, not just the manipulation. How I can get people to believe anything, and he didn't. He let me have that one. He took some other shit.
He'll let you deal with it.
But he showed me how to use that
in a constructive way.
How to respond. That. Why do you think?
I see what you're saying. I got you.
The sponsorship part,
right?
Again, gaining the confidence of men, not just because I'm drunk.
You manipulate them into liking you.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, and I do see it though, because it is a great, let's not say manipulation, right?
Okay.
Let's say
coercion. Let's say
no, I was thinking it could be
Let's just call it manipulation because that's what the fuck it is. Why are you trying to sugarcoat it, Stephanie?
On the other end of it, if you don't use it to be manipulative, that turns you into the absolute greatest salesperson. It's a great trait to have.
The product I'm selling is
me.
Oh, sobriety. God, the steps.
Yeah.
That's my product. And I'm selling that.
No, hold on. You're missing something there, and I'm gonna take you into a sales training course right here. You're not selling sobriety, right? You're not. What you're doing at that point is you're giving Rob out, and people, because what I saw in you, right?
Okay, I'm selling myself.
Yes, you're selling your sobriety that's inside of you, right? Because when you walked into that room that day, and it's not just you, I've seen other guys since then, but when you walked into Primary Purpose that day, I was like, whatever the fuck he's got, I'm going to suck every ounce of it out. I want what he's got. And I'm going to use the small steak to do it. It's coming out the small hole.
Hey, got separation anxiety from my husband.
Hold on.
And now he just wants.
If he's going to do that, I'm going to if he's going to do that, I'm going to marry him now.
Hey,
I get Katie.
Hey, and I've seen it.
Cut that out either.
I ain't cutting that out. That's some good. That's some good. Hey,
I've never been so flattered in my life.
But that's what my point is. You're selling that, right? Yes, you are. And what you have to give and what you have to offer. And what you have to give and what have you offer is sobriety and your style and your way of doing it. Because look at yes.
I don't have to lie.
Yes,
I mean,
that is not lying. That's not lying. That's not manipulating.
But
if you were manipulating and turning the book around, people would recognize that shit.
Like you could definitely start a cult.
Oh my God, he has. And we meet Monday nights.
Yeah, you could definitely get a cult following.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Ooh.
Don't. We know what Kool-Aid tastes like. We ain't
but God wouldn't let me do that. It's his gift. It's not
mine. There's enough of us in there. I mean, half the people in there call it Larry's meeting. So I mean, it's not. The whole group is that, but Rob does lead it, right? Rob does lead it, and Rob has sponsored about 80% of the guys that are in there.
Yeah.
But it's honestly the personality of everybody inside that room. We all have the same personalities. We're all the same.
The greatest gifts God has given.
Yes. That Monday night group.
There's been times I wished I was a man just so I could go to that meeting the way you guys talk about it.
Women are not allowed. It's a she-man woman hater club.
But because we had talked, I forget who we were talking to. Was it? It might have been Ashley, but no, it wasn't. This is like 2 podcasts ago because I was giving you and Christy. No, it's when we had Conchita back on. And listen to that, I was giving you and Christy a lot of props because what the fellowship, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not wrong, never mind. 90% of my wife can answer this, of the bullshit in fellowships, the clickiness and stuff is from the women.
Yep.
And what the fellowship, Oakdale Fellowship needed is what you guys have. Young, strong.
The young is what I saw.
But
right?
young, strong women.
Right.
They don't take no bullshit from the other. They're gonna do that. They're gonna work their program. 100%. They're gonna do the thing. They're gonna touch women's lives. That's what they need. Is this.
Yeah.
And they're getting it.
They're not old and stale.
Well,
but we're old and we're not stale.
Right. Can handle some of that itself.
No, it needs a lot of that.
For the women.
Yeah.
I've heard that. I have a friend of mine that was her home fellowship, and she said the women there are tough.
That I can guess her sponsor.
She said the women there can be a little bit catty. I'm not. I just don't have the I feel like my brain has a certain bandwidth for bullshit, and like cattiness, it just doesn't fit on it.
No, you're not. That's what
it just doesn't fit on it today.
That's what I've always told him, like watching this program and seeing all this stuff. I don't think that I could be with a woman. Like as a sponsorship, I don't.
You just said you wanted Katie.
Think Katie's different.
Oh, not that kind of woman.
Who wouldn't take Katie? But I don't think I could like sit down with another female and
Well, that's what, because I've sponsored.
Well, and I told,
because of her, she told me.
And I told Rob too, because in the early stages of my sobriety, I had a sponsor. We all talked about this, that it was a little crazy. We were running a lot of errands and doing a lot of things, but we were getting no step work done. And I met Rob, and it was much like you said. He walked in, and I was like, dude,
whatever he's got,
I want that.
Yeah,
I don't feel like that, and I want that. Which, by the way, Sam and I do now thank God. Let me just praise Sam for 1 second, because I asked Sam, I had signed up for the book study a while back after you said that you weren't able to do it, because I really wanted Rob to do it more than anyone. But he said he wasn't able to do it. Couldn't take it on right now. And
Thank you, Katie.
So I signed up for it. And I had every intention at the time. I wasn't working and I didn't have, anything going. And I was kind of just in this, like, where sobriety was still my only thing I had to focus on. Well, life happened since then. Things have gotten great and they're blessings, but I got really busy. But it just so happened to work out, another God moment. I ran into Sam outside of a meeting at Northside one day. Northside, man. I don't know what it is with Northside, but Northside does weird things.
Yes, it does.
So I've had good experiences there, but I ran into Sam outside of a meeting, in the meeting, and he was having a rough day. And I hadn't seen Sam. And Sam is about like a month ahead of me in sobriety.
Yeah.
Sam.
My Sam.
Our Sam?
Yeah. Sam.
Okay.
And he was having a rough day.
Yeah. Sammy Sam.
And I walked in there and I was like, "What's up, dude?" And sat by him, and I just could see he was just having a moment. And I was like, "Hey, let's go outside. Like, let's go outside for a second." We went outside and we started talking, and
that's what I mean. That's you. That's
yeah. And so we went outside and we started talking, and I always really try to kind of, because it's funny, because he's so right before me that when he follows patterns, I find that I'm not too far behind him in following patterns.
Brad and I are the same way.
So I really try to take note of when he's finding those patterns. And that sounds kind of selfish.
No, it's true fact.
But I do, because I feel like we all hit milestones. Certain things happen at certain milestones, So I was outside with him and chatting with him, and not to put his business on blast. I'm not going to put anything personal on blast, but he was struggling. He was like, "I'm feeling a little stagnant. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm feeling stagnant and I'm struggling right now." And I was like, 2 things. 1, call your sponsor. 2,
he did.
He did. I knew he was going to when we left there. And I said, "And 2, how do you feel about getting into service?" And he's like, I hadn't really thought about it yet, whatever. And I asked him, I said, "Look, dude, I'm about to be chairing the Thursday night book study. And if you want to co-chair with me, like, I would appreciate it. Like, I'm a little nervous by myself. Like, that'd be awesome, And he's like, "All right, my mom told me I should do this." So. Had a shout out Tracy,
Mom.
And he's like, "All right, my mom told me if someone says this, I shouldn't say no." And I was like, "All right, cool." So, and it turned out to be such a godsend, because now my life has gotten wonderfully busy. But I've been working. I've been doing phlebotomy, trying to get licensed in that. I've been doing, lots of different things. And there's been many meetings where I've texted him and been like, "Sam, I am not going to be able to make it today." And he's like, "I got you."
I'm safe.
Yeah, he's like, "I got you."
And that got his feet wet.
Yeah.
He's on fire right now.
Then the month after me, after I did the Saturday morning meeting, he took over that one because he was comfortable
getting up there.
So they got back out, and they're still a little nervous because he's sitting in front of men.
Yeah.
So he did a great job.
Yeah, he did.
He does.
And he got his first jiu-jitsu. Larry got to come watch him do his first jiu-jitsu competition.
For some reason, I thought that was a second or third. I didn't realize it was his first one.
I have a medal ceremony to show you guys.
You fucking do that.
From Rob.
No.
Yes,
was it this last Saturday?
His medal.
Was it when the prick disappeared and I'm sitting there? I fucking spent $49 to come watch you and you disappeared?
No, I didn't disappear. The guy disappeared.
Motherfucker. Do you have it, Bonnie? Because I'd love to have it. I will blast it all over our Instagram.
Don't you send that to him. I shit you that.
I promise you I wouldn't send stuff.
She'll openly share, Rob.
Yes, she will.
I love that.
So, Stephanie, tell me what's going on. Excited. What's going on with you now as far as where you're going forward?
So I found a church.
Oh, boy.
I found a church. You guys.
Oakdale, Modesto.
You know what I love that you said?
Okay.
Really?
Which one?
Harvest.
Okay,
they
yeah.
used to be in
that's where Chris
That's
is.
where Chris goes.
Yeah. Chris Lytle.
Chris Lytle goes there.
Yeah.
There's 2 harvests in Sonora. There's the one that's been established for a while.
Yeah.
Which is maybe the one he goes to because I don't know a Chris.
Okay.
Then there's the one that I go to now. It started out in Copperopolis, and it used to be called Potter's Touch. They're in Sonora now, Harvest, and when I say that place, man, it was one of those. That was really the opening the door for me to building that relationship with God.
Why? What about that church?
I wish I can't.
I can tell you the answer.
I can do.
He's there.
Yeah. That's truly what
because
it is.
I've walked into churches and I sit there and I'm like, there's no God here. Well, I have to get up and walk out.
But for me, it's not that. This is just not my home. He's here, but this is not where he wants me. This is not.
I've been to some massive churches that people are massive followings, and I walk in there and all I feel is devil, and I got to get the hell out.
What happened
so I got baptized in November, which was really cool.
Did the water boil?
No. Did they hold you under for 5, 6, 7 seconds?
No. Can you believe it?
Did he 2 or 3 times?
So this is another cool story. So I went running
plunger. Trying to pull the devil out.
I was in my externship, I was in my phlebotomy school at the time. And I got out and I was running late and I was like, just everything. Oh, enemy, right?
Oh, yeah.
You shouldn't even go and you shouldn't even do it. You're already late. And
the water's gonna boil.
And all these things, right? And I'm like, I don't know. I might not even go. And my mom calls me and my parents don't go to church. My mom calls me and she said, where are you? And
she's at the church.
My parents and my brother and his girlfriend were there waiting to see me get baptized. So I was like, all right, I'll be there in 5 minutes, right?
That's
and
funny.
So I go running down there, Pastor was talking to me and he's like, let's do this. And got up there. It was at Big Valley Grace because that was one of the first churches I went into because of CR, where it was somewhere where I felt comfortable, enough. But now that I've been to my church,
that's home.
Man, you couldn't take me out of there.
That's home.
Couldn't take me out of there. That is the one. When I went and got a job at Ace Hardware. That was the one thing for me that was non-negotiable, was having Sundays. I have to have my Sundays. I missed 1 week and I felt every bit of that,
That's putting him first.
That it is. It's absolutely putting him first, right? That's one of the things I said the other night. And, I always feel bad when I say this, but Katie knows this and I'll say this. Nothing comes before my sobriety. Absolutely nothing.
Mine neither.
Nothing.
My wife knows that.
And I need to be more careful how I say that because I do put God before my sobriety because God gives me my sobriety, right?
See, they're on those tight.
They are. They are.
They're the same.
They are. And I don't have a problem. I just sometimes when I say that out loud and I hear it coming out of my mouth, I'm like, that sounds bad. But it's true, right? Katie knows she would go before my sobriety. Yeah. And that's a true fact.
No,
I don't let anything come in between that.
You can't.
Because the minute I let those reservations start to come back in, and it's just, I don't ever want to go
anything
there.
we put in front of our sobriety,
absolutely,
we're going to lose.
Absolutely. And 100%. Because it would be a very short time if I decide to say, you know what, I'm just going to not go to our Saturday morning meetings anymore. That's just too much for me. I'm not going to do that anymore. Be a very short period of time before the next thing. I'm not going to the Monday night meetings, right? I can go every once in a while.
I'm cured.
Yeah, I'm cured. Then I'm sitting in Yuma in a hotel room at 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, and there's a bar right across the street, and all of a sudden, you know what? I'm gonna go just one. Nobody will know.
I had a dope dream last night again.
Yeah. Do you still have them?
Oh yeah,
really?
I rarely have drinking.
Really?
I had another dope dream. I'm always chasing it.
Were you flying or were you running?
Running.
He either flies or he runs.
Yes.
See, I haven't had a Copenhagen one or drinking in a long time. Yeah.
Mine, when I try to quit anything, no matter what, it always goes back to heroin dreams.
Really?
No matter what I'm trying to get off of, it's always heroin dreams.
Heroin?
And they're very vivid, and it's a very distinct taste, smell. It's very distinct. And all of that comes, I've woken up before and been like, what? Like for half a second,
I've had to
what
wake
did
Katie.
I just do?
Yeah.
I've had to wake Katie up and say, I've been here all night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I wake up
they're
vivid.
very real.
Got that dream?
Yeah.
What is that?
Very real.
What is that flavor?
Yeah. But yeah, my church
Ether.
is awesome.
Ether.
Oh, hold on. Katie, questions?
indicated that you're in a new relationship. I don't think that we really
didn't touch on that much.
We're waiting for the Parker talk.
Yeah. So Parker, his name's Parker.
And he is a counselor at the Lakes. Can we say that?
So he was.
Okay, he's nice.
He was a counselor at the Lakes. He works now at Motherlode. It's funny, he's in a transitionary period. He works at Motherlode Job Training Center right now. He gets grants for people that need work, that are struggling for one reason or another, displaced workers, whatever. Which is ironically how him and I got into touch with one another. He would periodically message me. We met early in my recovery.
And he had Nathan come up and speak at the Lakes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me, Nathan, and Susan went up there.
Yeah.
He's a good man.
He's a real good
man.
But he would periodically text me. We met at, I think it was Freedom Weekend last year. And he would just periodically send me texts because he was in a relationship. I was in a relationship, very much so respectful of both of those things. But he would periodically text me and be like, hey, God put you on my heart today. Like, I hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing all right, So, fast forward however many months, he sent me a text one day and he's like, hey, God put it on my heart again. Like, how you been? And I unloaded. And I was like, dude, like,
you asked for it. Here it goes.
I was like, let me give you the real, because I keep telling you I'm doing good, but today I'm not doing good. And let me just tell you for real what's going on. And I was like, I'm looking for work and I, have lost my career and I'm stressed out. I'm trying to get into school, trying to do this, trying to do that. And he's like, hey, well, this is what I do for a living. So like, let's figure something out for you, So he started sending me all kinds of stuff for different grants, different programs, different things that I could potentially utilize to get back into school. Or he was just like, if you want to hang out, let's hang out. Like, we can sit down, we can go through this stuff. And that's just, the start of something. And
your sponsor didn't tell you don't get involved in a relationship in the first year?
Yeah, it's close enough.
No.
I think it's still horseshit. But how are you going to stop love?
But
I guess
the quote used to be, "Don't make any when I first got there, don't make any major decisions." Well, look at that, and I said this to Jeanette. She, don't make any major decisions. I go. She was telling me to tell this to a sponsee that I was working with. I go read step 3. Oh, it's not on the wall here, is it? Go over your book. Read step 3. I know what step 3 is. Turn your will and your life over to the care of God. That's a pretty big fucking step. That's a pretty big decision. Come on, there ain't nothing bigger than that. So.
And I felt too, like, because I talked to Christy about it, because I had heard that many times. Yeah. It's like, hey, this is what we suggest and everything. But I also knew where my head was at, and I knew that I was at a very healthy place. I wasn't still living in the chaos of my last relationship. I wasn't still living in that, like, I need someone because that makes me feel better. I wasn't there. I was at a place where I was like, man, I'm doing fine. Me and my daughter are fine. I can pay my own bills. I can do my own thing. Everything is fine. We are well taken care of. If you're here, it's because I want you here. I don't need you.
This is not a good place to be.
Right. Well, no, it was.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't need you here. You're here because I want you to be here. And that's a whole different type of relationship. It's a healthy relationship. And so when I talked to Christy about it, she's like, man, dude, she's like, if you're happy, she's like, you deserve happiness, really, at the end of the day. Like, you've dealt with a lot of not happiness. And she's like, and I trust, and
Good job,
I think
Christy.
that was one of the biggest compliments I ever received from Christy.
She trusts your judgment?
She trusts my judgment.
I do. Yeah, I do.
And I think that was a real moment for me. And I was like, whoa, like, that's freaking cool, because someone that I put all of my decisions on for so long, she looked at me and was like, dude, I trust you. Like, if you know this is right, this is right. And it's proven to be, it's funny. I fought it. I don't want to say I fought it, but I had old patterns pop up and I had old things pop up where when things got too calm and too, things were going good, I was like, this is too good.
Let me fuck it up.
Let me go and mess this up,
right.
And so we were navigating early on together, like, how do we walk in a healthy, calm relationship and not freak out?
How long had he been sober? How long is he sober?
He has 7 or 8 years.
Okay.
He's got a while.
He's been churning in it.
Yeah, he's got a while under his belt. But yeah, but he did it through CR.
Did he really?
He did.
He needs to come on here and tell a story. Yeah.
Yeah, he did it through CR and God. And that's the one thing that I will say that I think that because I sat and I prayed on that relationship very much so in the beginning, because I turned all of my decisions over to God now, right? Like, literally all of them. And I was like, hey, if this is meant to be, I need clarity. I need to know that this is meant to be. Don't let me jump into something because this looks right. I need to know.
I was reading his text to me last Wednesday, Parker's.
Yeah. He wants to meet you real bad, and he really, really, really respects you a lot.
He's a good kid.
Most
I call him
people,
a kid. He's young. I call him a kid, but he's a good man. He is.
Yeah.
There's a girl that works up there at the lakes that I want her on this podcast so bad. Her name's Sarah.
Sarah or Stevie?
No, Sarah's one of my really good friends. You want me to text her?
Do you know about her? Does she ever talk to you about her dad?
Yeah, her and I went to high school together. We were really good friends.
Okay, so you knew her dad. Okay. I coached with him.
Go.
Yeah, I coached with him. Yeah.
Yeah, so her and I.
She got a tinkle.
Do you want to go? I'm over here just chatting away.
She gotta go.
She
gotta take my God box for a walk.
Maybe.
No.
Depends on what you pay me, Bonnie.
That's hold on.
For some reason,
leave the God box alone.
Yes, it is. Wait, and this is Recovery Unfiltered.
Appropriate. It's funnier than shit.
We don't
appropriate. It made me laugh.
We don't cut
it makes me laugh. It's appropriate. Yeah. So there's 3 sisters, and the middle one really don't. I want the 2, the younger, what is it? Sarah and
Melissa.
Yeah, that's the 2 I really want on here. Yeah, it don't matter. You know what I'm talking about. One of them wants nothing to do with it because I've talked to Sarah a couple times. Yeah, Miranda.
Anyways, she's willing to talk about it. But it's just so sad, but it's just...
Yeah.
Oh my God, I watched Steve through that whole thing. And you know what? I love that man. He was a good dude. Good dude. He was just tortured. He was tortured.
Yeah.
So we're going to have this woman on?
I want her.
No,
so I've talked to you about it before.
She's very impactful. In fact, Parker and I just went because her and Parker work together.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And so
when you
Sarah,
said Parker from the Lakes, I'm like, I've got her number. We've talked. Like I said, we've talked several times.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah. So Parker and I just went over there. He's actually in the worship team at the church that I go to. And so we went to church together the other day, and one of the guys that is, yeah, we go to church together and everything. Serious stuff, man. Larry's face.
My 12-year-old brain is just wanting to. My wife is sitting behind me, and if my 12-year-old brain starts acting up, I'm gonna get in trouble.
No,
I'm gonna be in trouble like Rob is. You got to go home with her, poor dude.
Every day. Every day. I'm faster.
My 12-year-old brain almost just said something that probably would have pissed Bonnie off.
No, she's on.
What? Samantha. Yeah. Sarah and Samantha.
Yeah. Third button.
So tell us anything else?
Yeah, let's do a quick little recap.
Yep.
Found God.
Yep.
Love church. I got a job at Ace Hardware. I had to make ends meet. No, actually in Escalon.
Okay.
Good one.
All right. Yeah, the big one.
2 buildings.
Yeah, that's the big
buildings
one.
And
I
a little garden.
I go there all the time for my company.
Well, you'll see me in there. In fact, when you were talking about Barney earlier, this is a funny story. So I didn't know Barney. I'd never met Barney before, but the other day I was mixing someone's paint, and I'm standing there and I can hear them talking, and they're talking about a 4th step and a sponsor and all kinds of stuff. And I turn around and I had just hit a year. And I turn around and I was like, can I just tell you guys something? Because I can't really talk about it everywhere. And I'm so excited. And I know what you guys are talking about.
So out loud.
And they were like, what's up? And I'm like, dude, I just hit a year. And I pulled my little chip out of my pocket. And I'm like, I just hit a freaking year. And they're like, come to
Barney's
find out,
awesome.
It was Barney.
Yeah, I love that
my
guy.
name is Barney. It's nice to meet you, And so
Love
we
that
did
guy.
a little dance and a little party at the paint.
I love that guy. He's got a spirit, man. That guy, I'm so excited to get him on here. He's got a spirit he's got a Rob spirit. He's got that same glow that Rob has, but he's got 42 years of it. So I really do want him on here. Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. But yeah, Ace Hardware. Meanwhile, I went to school for phlebotomy. Today, I actually finished my final step. So I had to complete my 40-hour externship, and I finished today.
Nice.
So I'm going to apply when I get done here. I'm going to, on our road on the way to Monterey, I'm going to go and put all of my stuff in, and I'm going to just be waiting on my license to come through. And
so you're going to work at a lab?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Or a hospital.
I'm
going to see, actually, what I was really looking at was the prison.
Wow. Okay.
Good benefits. Great benefits.
You can have
and I would like to move.
She wants to get on No Burns Ferry Road, kid.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like to get moving that way a little bit, you know.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that was the other question. How did you end up at a church in Sonora?
So Parker.
Okay.
So I had been going right here to Big Valley, and I liked it. I did. But there was a day he sent me it's funny, actually, funny story. So I don't want to say that he like gate kept his church, but he kind of was like, hey, like the last person I brought here with me, like it just made for a real, just things got a little weird. Like, and he was kind of like, my church is awesome. I love my church. My church is great. And I'm like, right on, like, cool, you know, but I didn't want to push the idea of like, when can I go?
Right.
You know, because like we weren't really like anything serious and we were just getting to know each other. And I don't want to make him feel like I was going to go and like infringe on his spiritual place, if that makes sense.
Right.
But there was one day he sent me a very specific sermon, and he, like I said, he's on the worship team. And he sent me the worship and then the sermon. And watching it on my phone, I felt the Holy Spirit more than I've ever felt walking into any church. And I was watching it on a video on my phone.
That's cool.
And I texted him back and I was like, look, man, I was like, I don't want to press you and I don't want to push the issue, but like when or if the day comes and you feel like you'll be okay with me going, like, I want to experience that. And it took him a little bit, and then he texts me a couple days later and he's like, I'm not going to gatekeep God from you. Like, he's like, if you want to come on, you know.
So when we would go church shopping, when I got sober, we were leaving stuff that happened at the Church of Christ we were in. And so I left my family at home and I go church shopping, and God will let you know when you're there. I mean, I hit 4 or 5 of them, then we had to do it again after I did what they did. Anyway, there's 2, what you're feeling, I only feel. And I never felt that, even I never felt that feeling at my church when we go to Pastor Steve or Brandon's church with Pastor Arnie. And where we go, where our AA meeting is there, powerful. Really? Both those places, I always feel it. I really, I mean, if I'm going to be quite honest, I feel it stronger in Escalon.
Wow.
I don't do well with change.
Which church in Escalon?
Trinity.
Yeah, I had that. I mean, I'll go back to what I said is I got
and in my home church, my little I love it.
I put so much on my pastor that I'm
but this
still
doesn't even have anything to
struggling.
do with the pastor. This just has to do with the body.
I still struggle with it.
Yeah. So, but you need to come visit.
I know. I do.
If you guys ever want to come out to Sonora,
You're not going to gatekeep it from us?
We won't. I won't.
I will. I love traveling and visiting.
So listen, if you guys ever want to make it out there, man, the one thing that I really enjoy about my church is it's a very raw, very real church. It's a non-denominational.
Yeah, like ours.
Which I appreciate because you get different walks, man.
Right.
But there is over, God, I want to say like 250 something years of recovery amongst the congregation.
Wow.
That's why you feel what you feel.
Right.
It's the place of it. It brought together recovery with God for me. And it's just something. Even the pastor himself.
Well, like Pastor Arnie at Brandon's church, he has 36 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Pastor's got a history.
Wow.
A long history that I haven't even heard his full testimony, but he's got a history. And he will very, very honestly sit up there and he'll say, look, guys, I'm teaching on this today because this is what God, is speaking through me to teach on. And he's like, but I'm letting you know right now, like, I am no pro.
Wow.
I am no better than, this person, that person. Like he said, and he's very humble. He'll say, just last week, I did this. Like we're all in this struggle together. Like, let's all get there together,
Good for him. Like I said, I had that at one point. And
you can come visit Sunday.
Right.
Yeah.
Hard-headed motherfucker.
You got any more questions back there? No? Good God. Stephanie, I'm so glad you reached out to us. There's still an episode left with you, right? We know which one it is.
I can't wait for that one.
I'm going to tell you right now, I've been bragging about that one to a lot of people. I get that because when people watch and listen, they're like, oh, this one's good. I go, man, I got one that's coming. I'm not for sure when it's coming, but when this one comes, you're going to shit because, I kind of explained to them what it is.
But Katie's always been big about the follow-up.
I love
finishing
the
the story,
follow-ups,
finishing the story, finishing the story.
Yeah. So,
and I think that I didn't really tell him at the time how spiritual of an experience that was for me. But one thing I did tell him is like the power that it could have of reaching other people.
And you know what?
That's the point. And it's not about
Stephanie,
us.
you know what? When you say that, it's what got Katie over the hump. It's what got Bonnie over the hump. It's what got my daughters over the hump. It's what got Brandon over the hump. It's got Jason Allen went through something when he was here and he had 7 years of sobriety and he sat down there and he was our very first guest, and we sat down there with him, and he just dumped stuff that he never talked about before, because it's just, you know what? It's not that it's him and I. Listen, we're helping other people. What are we doing when we're helping other people?
Yeah.
This isn't about you. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about the 27 countries and the 18,000 listens or whatever we've got now. That's what it's about, right? It's about the guy that's reaching out to Jim Hart in Denver, Colorado, who had a 45 stuck in his mouth. It's about the guy in Fayetteville, North Carolina, that we helped get in. It's all this stuff that we've done. And these
God
people, that's right. Some of the worst ones that I feel like we've done, that have done some of the most help. And some of the ones that I thought, we phoned that one in. We got people commenting going, "Oh my God, I can't believe you guys went there." That, and it's like, wow, that was boring to me. But, and then the ones I feel like we're going to hit the moon, they don't do anything. Right. So it's all God. God's complete. The one guy that he was a Mary's, the Coconut 99 baby. That's the one. And we haven't done that one for over a year and a half since we've done that one.
Yeah.
And that guy just heard it.
Yeah.
So it just, and it's just the thing. And, that's what the gentleman, get him to understand that this isn't, it's bigger than us, right? It's bigger than us. This has nothing to do with me. When I don't feel like doing one of these, we do them anyways, right? We do them anyways. Rob, that guy over there, I can say, hey, we got to do it in an hour, and he'll be here in 30 minutes, right? I mean, it's just how we do it.
Well, and
right. Our wives are
my wife always said, go.
Right.
Handle it.
Right.
Do it.
I mean, we had family here one time. We had family here, and it was day before Thanksgiving or something like that. And I said, hey, look, we got this. And he said, I'll be there in 20 minutes. We had the podcast up and running in 30 minutes. And that's probably one of my favorite ones. And it's Katie's cousin, and she's still one of our best critics. And she's awesome.
And I want to give a shout out to Katie.
What happened?
This is what happened.
Okay.
And a shout out to Rob Thomas for actually listening. Which, to pull back, because Steph asked me, because 3 people asked me to do that Thursday again. And I thought about it, because I didn't want to let people down, all blah, 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 all that stuff. And I was like, man, I was just burnt, tired.
Right.
Where Katie suggested, hey, you got all these other sponsees, they can take on.
Yeah.
Right.
So for a while they did. So, and all this week and last week, a lot of the guys, where I work, all the guys that work for me, going around to the plants like, hey, boss, you're back. You're like dancing around.
Nice.
But, because I did take a break.
Right.
And then I got asked to sponsor again. And I got Edgar going back through the steps. And now Edgar's almost done to Jimmy. I got Jimmy on Thursdays. And I sat down with Jimmy. Getting back into that, refreshed.
Right.
Taking that break.
Right.
And then coming back in. Oh, man, I'm on fire.
Yeah. See it. You can see it from our side.
I don't give a fuck about the Prius on the road or the Tesla. They can cut me off all they want.
Yeah.
It does not.
I'll remind you that.
It does not bother me.
I'll remind you that. I love the fact that you give my wife credit.
Well, she was.
But you prick. There were all 3 of us.
I know.
All 3 of us sat on a podcast.
She's who I heard.
Did it. Okay, that's fine. If that's who you heard,
I heard you all,
we got through to you.
But it stuck. Yes. Yeah.
So, anyways.
Hey,
I'm
Stephanie,
also a sponsor today.
Atta girl.
Yeah. It just reminded me of it, because it's a whole different level of understanding.
You get to go through the steps again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we need you. Damn,
right.
we need you.
Right.
And Christy,
Yeah.
we need women like
and
you.
Ashley.
Is Ashley sponsoring?
Yeah. She'll be a good one too.
Should be a great one.
Oh my God, she'd be amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
Ashley took her steps much slower than I did. And she wanted it that way, and it's worked for her very well. So I don't know if she's done the sponsor thing yet.
As long as
she's going to get asked.
Because that's what we need.
It's just the way she carries herself.
Carries herself
just
that
strong
way.
women that don't take shit.
Yeah,
she carries herself well.
But yeah.
All right, Stephanie, awesome. Thank you so much for coming back. We look forward. When are you going to Monterey tomorrow?
Today.
Right now.
Tonight?
Yeah.
I have something.
Parker might.
Your phone's been blown up over there. All right, baby, hit the purple one. Let's get out of here.
Thank you for listening to the Recovery Unfiltered podcast. We appreciate you being here today. If you'd like to reach out to us, please email us at recoveryunfilteredpodcast.com. We will do our best to answer all of your emails.